Hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's another video, another vlog. Just about my life. Heads up, this one's gonna be kind of like a angry rant. Not super angry, but irritation. Okay. I gotta start out by saying I really don't like the question, how are you? It's like the most annoying question ever because it's the fakest, most annoying question, and I feel like it's like programmed into people. And I feel like it's like a humiliation ritual at this point. I know that seems a bit extreme, but it's given the circumstances that everything sucks, everything is degrading. It's like, why even ask that, you know? But it's people's programming. And so if somebody asks you that, you immediately feel like you just have to say I'm good, or, you know, I'm great, or, you know, something like that. Like you have to be positive. And if you are not feeling positive, you don't even want to say you're not feeling positive, because it's like a dialogue tree and it's just like a programming loop. Like every time people meet each other they have to say that, but the dialogue tree is really limited to what you can actually say. Now in theory you could say anything, but in practice and what actually happens, you really only have a few options. Because because people ask it, they're like, hi, how are you? They literally say it like that in Canada, and they do it all the time, and they like push it to the max with the hi, how are you? They literally do that. Like, I'm not trying to make this up to be more than it is, because that's factual. People do that. Meanwhile, the city sucks. Everything's getting worse. People are just fried. If you look at their eyes, like, you can see it in my eyes. Like, I definitely look fried. Maybe not as bad as I actually feel. Like, I don't know. Some people, they say I look fine or something, but I think you can see it definitely in my eyes. Like, I do not look like I'm like 100% good. You know what I mean? So I don't like the question, and it's like you have to answer it so many times in your life, because you get asked this all the time. And the worst is women. When they ask you that, it's the most annoying. Especially old women is the most annoying, because they never have anything to say or add or anything. And a lot of these people who ask this question, they're fake. They are such fake people, seriously. And the weirdest part about it is that they get angry at you if you are honest. Like, the dialogue tree is so limited, but if you say anything about, like, you know, reality or how you're really feeling or whatever, they try and shunt everything onto you as if there's something wrong with you, and like that it's just you. It's a personal problem. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah, really? Oh, wow. But the thing is that people don't give a flying F, because a lot of people who ask this question, they don't know you at all, and they're just like, it's not like they're trying to get to know you. It's such a fake question. Like, cashiers will ask you this. And the thing is, it's like they think this is a normal thing to do, and literally it actually has become normalized. So it actually is a normal thing to do, quote normal. But the thing is that it just doesn't fit, because nobody really cares. Like, you might find like 1 in 100 who genuinely wants to hear your opinion about how you're doing, but most people, they don't give a crap. It's just like one of these niceties or whatever. But I don't even like calling it a nicety, because it forces everybody to lie, basically. Like, you know, not everybody's doing that great all the time. And especially given like the circumstances, like things suck. But yeah, that's why I think it's kind of like a humiliation ritual, because you're forced to lie, basically. You're not forced to lie, but that's the social pressures leaning into that. And this stuff does happen all the time. It's like daily, for everybody, basically. But I think it's like a total disconnect with reality, because it's right away pushing you. It's like it's a focus on the individual and on the self. It's like, what, people that don't say how's society today. If they said that, that would be much better. Or like, how's society this week, or something. I don't even know. Honestly, I wish people would go to just say what's up. Or how's it going, like, I don't know, anything but how are you, because how are you is so annoying. But anyways, it's one of these things that keeps happening, because yeah, that's part of the programming, honestly. Like, it's programmed into us. And it's really insidious, because it's like, yeah, you either have to like be fake, you have to match the fakeness, be ready for it, match it. I've done that. People do this. You might think I'm overreacting, but I've done it in the past. Like, you just have a line. You have like oh, I'm good, how are you? Oh, same shit, different day, if you see people all the time. But I'm more annoyed by the people that you don't know that ask you this. It's like, dude, you're fucking crazy. You're crazier than me. Excuse my language. But I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just like, when people ask that, it's like literally it's like an insult, because if you're honest, like, everything sucks ass. Like, do you not see this yourself? Like, that would be honest. Like, that's the honest thing. Like, it's like, if you're asking people how are you, and everything sucks. Like, if you're in a burning house and there's another person, you go up to them and you say, how are you? It's like, dude, everything sucks. Like, what do you want me to tell you? I'm doing horrible, everything sucks. But then people will treat you like you're crazy, or like there's something specifically wrong with you. It's just your perception that's off. Oh, it's just your perception. Oh, I'm so sorry you don't see that everything is great. Well, I'm doing good. How come you don't think everything's good? Like, that's the level of crazy that's going on. But yeah, I think that the way to like show this argument is true is that, it's end of March 2026. You have to look at the statistics on things, right? And the statistics are really what gives clarity to something like this, where statistically things suck. Like, do people not recognize this? But that's the weird thing. This is something that I noticed years ago. I mean, I don't even think, like, I kind of thought like I was on to something years ago, or like had figured something out, but it's really simple. It's just like, people are like literally in different realities. That's the whole thing that I kind of like came to realize, or that's how I put it, basically, is I was like, at a certain point, people get in their own media reality online, and who they comport with or hang out with or whatever, talk to, and they literally go into like a separate reality from the rest of society. And there's not too many things that bring us back together, because you don't really need them anymore. Most people, they adopt some sort of a philosophy at some point, or an outlook, or a worldview, or whatever, a paradigm, whatever you want to call it. And it's just like, yeah, it's just to kind of like make it through and cope and manage and whatever. But people don't want to think that, so they want to think that they're doing well, so they want to think like, well, I'm on like some sort of a succeeding path, success path or whatever. And in order to be on a success path, for a lot of these people that are like extremely positive, it's a positive outlook, positive mindset, positive, whatever. And it's super crazy. That stuff gets super crazy. Because it just transforms into delusion. There are some studies to back up the whole positive thinking thing, but people start to stretch that over everything. They try to stretch having a positive outlook, mindset, and whatever. They try and stretch that over every single thing, and that's crazy. Like, it gets too much. There's some truth to that, but people try and take that to mean everything has to be looked at positively or whatever. But anyway, so the reason I'm having this rant right now is because I had got a phone call from my landlord, and yeah, he asked me, how are you? And it was annoying, and I told him, I'm alive. And he's like, oh, I was like, I'm alive. And I said, how are you? And he said, oh, I'm alive. It's like, Canadians are so fucking fake. Excuse my language, but Canadians are seriously some of the fakest people on earth. And really, Canadians don't have the ability to be serious or real. It's like it's gone. Seriously. That's like the scariest thing to Canadians is reality, it seems. And also, they don't know how to react. Like, Canadians do not know how to react to things, like especially serious things. They only have like a fixed amount of reactions that they can handle or do. And beyond that, like, they break and they become passive aggressive or something, like, or sarcastic or cynical. But anyway, so he was basically just calling me to ask about renewing my lease. And the way he was phrasing it was like really fake, like this kind of like weird cheery tone in his own bubble, like, oh, the way my bookkeeper was going over it, and like the way that we like to do things, we just like to figure out what's going on, and we'd like to know if you're gonna I don't even know how to do it. Like, he did it in such a like a strange fake way, where he was basically asking, are you gonna renew your lease? And I'm so sick of talking to people who talk like this. That was like everybody at my last job when I worked for the government. They all talk like that all the time. And it's just brutal because nobody has the ability to like talk to someone directly. If they're talking to somebody directly, they're not talking about anything direct. It's like either gossip or it's some sort of like sideways question. It's freaking weird. But I've noticed this for years. Like, honestly, like, it's not new, but it's also not going to get better, by the way. I'm not trying to say all this stuff as if it's going to get better. These are all like coping mechanisms and social programming. And it's at such a fried out level, like we're screwed. That's the only thing. Like, it's only going to get worse, basically. Because it's not planned to get better. There's no plan for it. Just like, so you know, it is a conspiracy. This stuff is written about in the elites' books. People just don't read them. I'm not saying I've read them all, but, or even really that many of them, but I've started looking into like the actual documentation, and yeah, it's just like, it is all planned. Like, bro, it's not getting better. And it's not planned to get better. But the way to deal with that is to either, not know about it, be ignorant, or to, straight up ignore it, right? So that's what a lot of people do. But it's kind of like, it's a good thing to know what's going on, because then you're not left coping, you're not left angry, you're not left frustrated all the time. If you really know a little bit about the plan that's going on, and the basic plan is just that it's gonna get worse. The track we're on is for the book Brave New World. It's gonna end up something like that. Like, we're all gonna go into rat trap smart cities. Like, these are just like future plans and everything, but yeah, it's not planned to get better, basically. And the governments are actually waging war on the public. All these war on terror and stuff, it's actually a war on the public. They use they did, like, experiments like MK Ultra, which everybody knows about. They figured out the individual psychology, and then they spread it to the collective psychology, the mass psychology. So basically that is what is going on. Like, we're basically all under attack on a social level. It's like a spiritual, social, environmental toxins level. Like, it's everything, dude. That's why everybody is, like, fucked up. Excuse my language, but that's why things are really messed up, because they're trying to kill us all. Like, kill or enslave us. They don't want us to, like, have more children and have a thriving, flourishing society. It's like a lot of the problems that we have, well, they're planned, they're put there on purpose. I don't know. Sorry, I'm ranting, but anyways, yeah, the landlord, I answered his questions, but I basically, I told him, like, I'll just do what's, I don't even know how he phrased it so weird, and I just said, well, what's the legal requirement? I'll just do month to month, because he was basically phrasing it as if it was like, oh, your lease is coming up, you have to sign another year lease. I'm like thinking to myself, that's not really a great, like, that's good for him, it's not good for me. And he was saying, like, oh, well, we just like to do it that way because it's something, and we like to know what's going on. And I was like, yeah, I can see that that's good for the landlord. And he started to get really, like, you could tell he was getting like passive aggressive angry. And he made, like, a really passive aggressive remark. He says, I think I got the meaning of your answer. Like, what the heck? This is literally how Canadians talk, dude. They are extremely passive aggressive. Like, basically, Canadians they're fake happy, but they're all angry and, like, depressed and sad and fearful underneath, because we're all being attacked, but people don't know exactly what that attack is or how it works or what's going on. And so we're all taking it out basically on each other, or on, I don't know, ourselves, or on something, because we have no, like, other options really. And everything is getting worse, and people are pissed off at each other, and everybody kind of knows it and whatever, but people still have to work, people still have to this and that, and they still have families, and they still have some responsibilities, and also people still have desires, greed, hopes and dreams, these types of things, delusions, essentially, a lot of them. But and people get sucked into this stuff, and they, like, commit to a track. And yeah, it's we're cooked, man. We are fried. But yeah, I would say that Canadians only really know how to be fake or passive aggressive or sarcastic or dogpile negativity when someone else is talking about gossip or some negative situation. Canadians really know how to agree about that. Like, oh, that's so awful. That's so terrible. That's so horrible. Oh, can you believe it? Oh, it's so awful. Oh, did you see all the drug addicts downtown? Oh, did you see the streets? Oh, they're terrible. Oh, did you see this? Did you see that? You see that? It's like, bro, nobody cares about what's really going on. Why everything fucking sucks more every day. But the thing is, like, I'm laughing about it, but like, I'm one of the retards too. I'm not trying to be mean to myself or to other people, but I'm kind of in that category, you know. I didn't, like, I grew up poor. My family has huge issues. Things are actually getting a little bit better. I don't want to, you know, speak too soon or anything, but thanks be to God, you know. I pray so much. And also try and do, you know, like the Bible says, you know, I feel like I'm only slightly doing what it says, but I'm trying more and more and more and more. You know, not just to not sin, but also to do like the commandments of loving your neighbor, loving your enemy, loving, you know, other people, and loving God and these things. Why did I start talking about that? I kind of forget. But my point was that Canadians really can't handle reality. And I don't know what to say about it, you know. I'm tempted to say it's sad. I mean, it really is sad. But what can you do is the point. Like, what can you do, you know? I think only you can just, like, pray and try and have faith and encourage other people to have faith as well. Because we're not getting out of this, like, you know, I'm not saying nobody has their life figured out, but the whole system's crooked and cooked, you know. So your only options, it seems, are like be a part of the system and try and get away from it, but you're still connected to it through money and through a lot of other things that, you know, tie everybody into it. But it really is tough. Like, it seems like the people who went and got some land and farming and do farming and did a homestead or went off grid or whatever, homeschooling, small community, those are the only people that are, like, smart, you know. All the people in the cities, not really. Like, I don't know. Maybe like some suburbs, maybe some, you know, there's probably pockets that are still good, but I don't know. The whole thing is just really planned to get worse. But yeah. But yeah, I've known people can't handle reality for a long time. It's frustrating because that's what I like to talk about. I actually like, basically, I hold back in conversation like 99% of the time. Like, it's tough because it's not that I'm really holding back because I think people intellectually can't understand what I'm trying to say, but a lot of it is like emotionally they just seem to not be able to understand or handle what I'm saying. But now that I go to church, it's a little bit better. These people, I'm actually surprised at the level of conversation. It's pretty decent, you know. But like those really good conversations, those awesome, you know, conversations that really feel impactful, are the ones where you can really speak your mind and say what you want to say and everything like that. And yeah, there's very few of those, you know. And those are all conversations about reality, by the way. And they also contain conflict, and they contain, you know, laughter, or it could even contain tears, but those kind of things are so rare, they barely ever happen. You know, I'm not saying they don't happen ever, but a lot of that stuff, you know, it's really killed. Because a lot of times what happens when those things just, when they even have the hint of starting, you know what happens? People try to vivisect them instantly. You know, a dissection is when you're cutting open a dead creature post-mortem. But a vivisection is when you're trying to cut open a living thing. And that's what people try and do. Whenever there's something presently happening that's like a living thing in motion, every fucking person, excuse my language, tries to vivisect it. Not every single person, but so many people do this. And it's so annoying. That's how they kill every moment, because like something starts happening and there'll be like some person, like some old woman or somebody, they'll be like, oh wow, that's really blah blah blah, and they'll try and put their stupid analysis on it. It's so annoying, dude. do you know what I mean? Like, my frustration is that why can't people just let things happen and enjoy them as they happen, right? But no, it's like people are clinging to it and killing it. Killing it instantly. It's brutal. It's brutality. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay. But yeah. Things are not gonna get better. Things are not planned to get better. But yeah, we're like the brainwashed masses, you know, that's a lot of that's part of it, right? Yeah. And me too, like I also have this programming. I'm not saying I'm, you know, some perfect person or anything like that. And I'm not saying that things are ever going to be fixed to some utopia. But yeah, I'm just trying to be realistic. Because I would rather be realistic, you know? And I don't like getting like told like, oh, it's pessimistic or whatever. Or I'm just trying to be, or we should be optimistic or whatever. Like, reality just, you know, is reality. And we ought to do good, to worship God through the Christian worldview, right? But yeah, also evil exists. Satanic people are in the government and in the military and in other places. Like, most of us just don't know about this stuff. But there's like these, you know, evil people, Aleister Crowley, Anton LaVey, Michael Aquino, you know, they found these satanic orders. Like, they push pornography, like they're involved in the production of pornography, they're involved in all these things that like degrade and debase and humiliate the public. It's part of their philosophies, it's part of their plans, their worldviews. They actually enjoy when we feel bad. They enjoy when we suffer. They think it's funny, you know? They really do. I'm not making this up. So, like, I have a worldview where, you know, I want people to do well, right? Like, I want people to have a good time. I want to have a good time with people, doing things together, playing games, learning music, learning math, studying the Bible, doing different things like going to the park, going traveling, driving around, going to the grocery store. Like, these things are fun, when you're in good company. All that stuff is really fun, but it's like hard to do anything with people. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, my landlord, when he called, like, he tried to control the narrative, or control, like, just that little conversation. I thought it was weird because he tried, like, after, like, he said that weird comment, "I think I get the meaning of your answer." Then he tried to summarize everything after that and was saying, like, "Well, it sounds like you just need some time to think about it." And it's like, why are people like that? They're just automatically like that. But I don't like manipulation like that. But it's it is most people now, especially in any kind of, like, supervisor or management. Landlords are a lot of times like that. But this guy, he's pretty decent, or he has been decent for the most part, and everything. So I'm kind of, like, going a little bit heavy on him, but I'm just using him as an example because this kind of stuff comes up all the time. I'm not really trying to be mean. I'm just trying to, like, say I notice these things, because you have to remember there's always, like, an alternative too. You can ask somebody a direct question. They can think about it. They can give you an answer. It doesn't have to be all, like, sideways and weird all the time. Like, things don't have to be like that, but yet they are. So I gotta notice it. And a lot of times before, I wouldn't say anything because I was just kind of like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's all good, it doesn't matter, it's all good. But doing that too, it's like, that's not really a good thing either. But yeah. But anyway, I would say that the best thing to do is to kind of, like, know the different systems. It's actually very tough because there's a lot of systems and things get really complicated, but that's a good thing because it's like knowing the game you're playing if you're playing different games. And believe me, a lot of people are playing games. Even though they try and act friendly and everything like that, they're doing things to win, basically. And you are losing. And sometimes people make it seem like, oh, well, it's a win-win or it's a win-win-win. A lot of times it's not, Like, if I was to say, like, oh, yeah, sign me up, I'll take another 1-year lease. What if I want to break the lease, right? Well, now I have to, like, sublet, or I have to pay a fee, or I have to pay out the rest of the lease. I don't know how. I'd have to do something because now it's, like, contracted in. And yes, there could be some benefit that I could have it, maybe you could say, locked in for another year, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like if he wants to kick me out, I guess he has that option. But I don't even know how that works. I don't even think he would. Like, why would he? He's just trying to have, like, a steady income, and he doesn't want to think about it. He said to me, he's like, well, we don't like if in the middle of January somebody's moving out. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, what if I had to move out in the middle of January, Like, he's talking entirely from his perspective, and I'm what's beneficial to a landlord, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, you know what, you're right, that is really good for you. I wouldn't want to do that to you. I would. It's like, bro, come on. it's kind of, it's kind of Jew. It just makes me think of like how in the Talmud it says you can't give a gift to a Gentile, but you can give them a gift if it's to ingratiate yourself with them in a business relationship. Oh yeah, and I went to the university today, and I was leaving. There was literally a Jew standing there arguing with some guy about Israel Palestine. They were having some sort of like a book fair or a book table where they're like showing off these woke ass books. And there was some Jew standing there. And there's these. The guy was like in a mask or whatever, COVID mask. There was a fat guy in a COVID mask. I sound really mean. There was it's just funny. There was like an overweight guy in a COVID mask and a Jewish guy, and they were both arguing about Israel Palestine because there's like it's all these woke ass books. And now the woke people are catching on that the Jews are trying to kill all the Palestinians and genocide them. Sorry, I'm not laughing at that. Like, I'm not laughing at the genocide part. Obviously, that's awful. But the Jew comes in, he's like, this is anti-Semitic. Oh, excuse me. It's funny. I didn't hear him say it's anti-Semitic, but yeah. Just, I'm pretty sure it was a Jewish guy because he just looked very Jewish with the big nose and everything, but could have been someone else. But anyway. Oh, I'm cracking up here. Okay. But yeah, I would say people have really turned on each other in society, right? And yeah, it's just we're fried, man. We're fried. And it's weird because like everybody knows this too. Everybody really knows this. That things are wrong, things are not going well. Everything is awful, getting worse. And yet we're constantly getting bombarded with comforts and pleasures. You know, constantly. Got all this cheap stuff. And yet real stuff of substance is just going away, fading away more and more and more. It's getting more soulless. And yeah, I don't know. Oh, my point was that it's just gonna get worse. That's kind of the thing that I want to more be able to like articulate to people, because that is basically that's the arc. Okay, so when you talk to people, and this happens, when you talk to people, they talk about a problem. Sometimes they talk about like a bigger problem, a social problem, or whatever. They always try and make it seem like it's gonna get better. Like, oh, but at least it's good, you know, blah blah blah. And have a good day, and blah, blah, blah. It's like they always make it seem like, oh well, everything's going downhill, but it's gonna go back up and it's gonna get better. It's like, bro, if you look at their plans, no, it's not planned to. But also, it's a slow thing. Like, this is not gonna happen. It's been happening slowly because if it really, a lot of it really is dependent on the people. But the thing is that they've kind of figured out the people. Like, they've figured out the psychology of people. They know all this stuff. Like, you know, it's the smartest people working for the evilest people, basically, to control the entire mass of people. So that's the thing. It's just when you realize that, you realize there's like not a lot we can really do. I'm not trying to be like a doomer or doomsayer or whatever, but it really is just gonna get worse. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying like that's kind of the plan. And I know I keep saying plan and everything and conspiracy and whatever. If you really want to know what it is, it's look up the day tapes, look up Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. You know, there's many other elite documents, texts, and books that can be looked up that talk about this stuff. But I haven't read all of them, so I'm not gonna like talk about stuff I don't really know. But I know enough so far to realize that, yeah, all the conspiracy theorists are correct. Not all of them. I mean, there's some very wild ones and some people that get stuff wrong, but the general idea that there is a conspiracy is true. It is true. It is a plan. It is a plan. And yeah, so yeah, I don't like when people make it seem like when they ask you how are you, that either you're like so good and everything is so great and puppies and dogs and oh, I had this silly little situation, and I don't like that. Either you're that or people treat you like there's something deeply wrong with you. And this has been happening to me my entire life, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I have issues. I'm not trying to say I don't, but I'm saying that there's kind of like a weird thing about like you have to be super fake or you're like the worst person ever, you're terrible and all this. And we feel so bad for you and everything. It's like, you know, the entire society's crumbling. But yeah, Canadian people are also massive shunners, like ostracizers. They'll shun you. They're excellent. Canadians are excellent at this, and this is one of their top things Canadian people do. And it is really like part of the programming stuff too, but it's also part of like just the how Canadian people are more and more and more, where they choose to just cut things off right away if they perceive like the slightest discomfort or quote negativity. They'll shun you. They'll, you know, they kind of like, you can actually really feel it, like you can tell when they kind of cut off. And that's, again, if you talk about anything realistic or reality or anything like that, if you're not like super fake, if you don't act like a woman, then they'll cut you off. And by woman I mean like treat everything like every situation is like a 5-year-old, and just be like, talk about every situation like as if, you know, you're in grade school or something like that, and also be super sarcastic all the time. But yeah, Canadians, they will they'll basically like stop, they'll kind of like go like this. They'll be like, yeah, yeah, and then they'll like, it's not like slowly back away, but they'll start to distance, and then yeah, that's basically it. And I mean, what can you do? And also the ghosting thing is super real. It's also another thing Canadians do. But yeah, it's really freaky. Like it's really uncomfortable, and also, nah, forget about that part. I was gonna say about like the big long texts too. That part is so awful. But yeah, Canadians will sometimes do that too. They like store up all the things they're mad about. And again, this is more like a female or a woman behavior. Store up everything they're mad about, and they'll blast you with like a long text. But that doesn't happen to me as much anymore. But that's also something that's common. Because a lot of people think that like texting is like a really good idea. No, it's not. Texting is stupid. If you have something like important to say, you should call somebody or like talk to them in person. But Canadians are like conflict avoidant, so they use texting. It's super weird, fake stuff too. But yeah, serious topics are not really allowed. or you have to like talk to people like they're retarded in order to bring up a serious topic. You literally have to give it to them like it's like a movie, or like you're a teacher giving a talk. Like you have to give like 50 disclaimers first, and make it seem like, oh well, everybody's perspective is good, and you can, and everything is going to be okay, but I have to say this one little thing that's going to be kind of like not good. But yeah, we're cooked, bro. But yeah, if you want to, have female behavior, go right ahead. That's totally allowed. And women also, they do this thing called infantilizing. You may have heard of it. It's where they treat everything like it's an infant or a baby or like a little kid. They treat everyone and everything, every situation kind of like that. And yeah, it's one of the worst. It's really annoying. But it's very common. And there was this one situation when I was at the chiropractor where this old woman, she was talking to the chiropractor's wife, who was also like working there or something, and it was like his pregnant wife there or something. And I was just like, I try and get like through these situations. I don't try and like stop and join the conversation and all this and listen and everything. But I was in the waiting room, and she was saying, like, this old woman was saying to the wife, saying, well, they do better when we're around to supervise. It's like, these women are literally crazy, man. Like, they are insane because they actually believe this stuff. Like, the old woman was trying to coach her, saying that you need to be there to supervise your husband because he'll do better when you're around watching. The guy is like a medical doctor, dude. He's a chiropractor, a doctor of chiropractic, whatever you want to call it, but like, dude. But yeah, the society is cooked. It's super fried. I know I keep saying that, but on a good note, my brother came over today, and that was really nice. No, seriously, it was really nice. He's trying to do good. Like, I appreciate it. He, not to be sappy or anything, but he's been saying like, I love you. I've been telling him I love you too. It's like, I think that's really important. You don't hear that much because it's like kind of a hard thing to do, really. At least in my life and growing up and everything. But I think it's really an important thing. Like, you're supposed to really love other people. And I wouldn't say it feels like really easy or natural or anything, but I mean, it's a good thing, I think. And he also gave me an apology the other night, because we had kind of an argument. And so I really appreciated that too, Like, I really appreciated that he phoned me to apologize. Like, that kind of stuff doesn't happen. And I can only really, or hasn't really happened before, and I can only really thank the Holy Spirit. Like, I can only really thank God for that, because, like, man, our family, so much fighting. And we just have, like, the pattern of just being bitter, resentful, holding grudges and whatever. And it's really a big change that he said that. Now, I'm not trying to say that, like, everything is fixed and everything, but I mean, it really is nice. Like, that was I really appreciated that, and I told him I forgive you and I appreciate it, But yeah, he's going to school. He really is trying to do good. Like, he goes to school, he goes to work, He's doing his drug rehab because he was like a drug addict for like 10 years. I'm not trying to like put him on blast. It's just like a fact about his life. It affects me too, like big time, but it's good for him. I know it affects him big time, but it's good for him that he's doing that. And I think he goes to like, the different things that they make him do because he's staying at a halfway house. Like maybe, I think he said anger management or something like that. Classes. I don't know if he still does that. I think at one point he said that was mandatory, but he really does a lot, and he also definitely does suffer too. And they have him on a lot of drugs, like medications and stuff, and that's really tough. Like being on all those medications, because I know they got him on like an antidepressant, SSRI. Like those are awful. I've been on them. They have him on other drugs. I don't know all what he's on, but those drugs are terrible. You do not feel good on those. Like you do not actually feel good. But a lot of it is just like they're trying to manage him and everything. But he definitely does suffer. But he came over and he actually he brought something cool over. He brought his bow, and he brought some axes and then we went out and went to a tree nearby, and we threw the axes at the tree, and it was actually a lot of fun. And then I had ordered some food, and then I gave him some food. We had like Chinese food, noodle soup, and beef and mixed vegetables or whatever. And then we went on a little walk around the block, and he left. But I mean, I appreciate it. These are the kind of things I really like. I don't really like when everything has to be like so extravagant, fancy, planned, and everything. Like that can be nice too, but I don't mind simple things. I don't mind just sitting there and doing nothing, or playing card game or whatever. Throwing axes, that's awesome. So yeah, that's all. That's my video for today.